Hello, we are going to take a look at a problem having to do with APR. And sometimes APR is a little bit tricky just because of the yucky formula that you have to use. If you take a look at the formula here, a monthly payment on a loan with a percentage is this formula here. It's your principal times your APR percentage times I'm sorry, divided by the number of times that you are getting your monthly payments or giving your monthly payments, divided by, now this is where it gets yucky, 1 takeaway, the parentheses of 1 plus your percentage divided by n. And then this number here, this section right here, is going to be taken to the negative ny, the number of times you're giving your payments, and y is the total number of payments total number of years, pardon me, that you're going to be with the loan. So when you are looking at these APR formulas, you have to kind of first note your, let me change this here, 15,000. You have to note your number. So 15,000 is the amount of money that the car is going to cost. And a person has determined that monthly payments are $275, that I can afford $275 a month. I can't afford $400, I can't afford $600, but I can afford $275. So let's figure out if one of these loan offers will work. The first one is a 4-year loan, and so I'm going to highlight 4, and it's at 6%. So I'm going to highlight that. That's my my APR. And then we have a 5-year loan here, and that's going to be at a little higher percentage because I'm going to take longer to pay it. And then I have a 6-year loan, and that's going to be even higher and of a percentage that that the bank is going to charge me. And then we're going to figure out which of these situations works the best. This is problem number 2 from week 3 homework. Okay, so our 15,000 is our principal. It's our initial amount. The years would be your Y value. That's the time that you're going to take to pay off the loan. The APR is your percentage rate. In our first example, it's 6%. Remember to change that to a decimal by dividing it by 100. Our N is 12 since we are going to be paying monthly. Okay, so N is the amount of times per year that you're going to be giving payments. So the first step is easy. All you do is you go ahead and you throw your numbers in. So 15,000 goes in for P times 0.6 divided by 12. And then divided by 1, take away this ugly mess right here, okay? And so my suggestion is this: deal with half of your fraction first. So first I'm going to look at this, the top of the fraction, okay? And I'm going to copy this into my, my Google calculator, or what you can do is you can copy it right into your search engine here and hit equals. And, woo! I got to get rid of this x, pardon me, because that turns it into a variable. So hang on. We're just going to do it like this, okay? And I get the number 75. Okay, so what I do is I take this all yucky mess there, and I turn it just into 75. So do you see how down here I've turned it into a 75? Okay, down in these areas I've shown like, you could take the 0.06 and divide it by 12, and that gives you 0.005. So I've shown you the steps there, but truthfully, it's kind of easy just to take this whole little section right there, copy it, put it into your search engine, hit equals, and Google Calculator will spit the answer out for you. Okay, so we have 75 in the numerator. Then we're going to start looking at this one here, the ugly one down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the inside of the inside, which is 0.06 divided by 12. Okay, so I'm going to take that first, and I'm going to hit equals. That gives me 0.005. Okay, so that's this. Then I'm going to add 1. So to do that, I say, okay, I want 1 plus my answer. See, my answer is 0.005, so I want to do 1 plus my answer. Okay, that gives me 1.005. Okay, so that's this part right in here. That's this right here. Okay, so then that gives me 1.05. Okay, well, I now want to take that to the negative 48. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to take my answer to the negative 48 equals. All right, pretty big number. Now you could write this down or type this out, but what I'm showing you is just going to keep all the decimals, and it's going to save you from writing it down. Sometimes when we write all the decimals down, we write a 6 instead of a 9, or we write a 3 instead of an 8, and we get things wrong because we're transferring numbers, like long strings of numbers. So this method, using this online calculator, will hold all your numbers for you. Anyway, sorry, pardon me. We go to 1 plus 0.005 to the negative 48. Okay, so that's this part right here. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to take 1, subtract that number. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I say, okay, I need to do 1, take away that number. And I get 0.21. Okay, so that is this number down here. That is this string right down there. So now I want to take 75 divided by 0.2129. So I want to take 75 divided by this string. So what I do is I basically hold that answer again, and I take 75 divided by answer. And I get $352. Let me see, is that what I had earlier? Yeah, $352.28. Okay, so you look up here, can you afford that? No, I can't, because I can only afford $275. So let's try this next example. Okay, I have $15,000, 5 years, 6.5%, and I'm compounding it 12 times. So my numbers go in here. I'm going to start with my top first. Remember, I copy it, I put it inside here, I hit equals, and I get 81.25. Okay, so I can put that in my numerator. Then I go inside my, I go right inside here into the inside of my, what's it called? The inside my parentheses. And I put him in here. My percentage, my APR divided by 12 is equal to 0.00541. Okay, I want to add 1 to that. So going back to our example here, I need to add 1. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to do 1 plus my answer equals. Okay, and then I take that to the negative 60. So I go here, I say, all right, I want to, there's my exponent key here, to the negative 60. Okay, and I get 0.72. Now, at this point or at any of these points, you can be writing all these decimals down, and it's totally fine to do that. Then I need to take 1, subtract my answer. Okay, so I do 1, subtract my 0.723. So I take 1, subtract my answer, and I get 0.276. So this is my denominator decimal. I got this big long denominator decimal. I take 81.25. I'm going to divide it by my big long decimal down here. So I take 81.25 divided by my answer, and I get $293.50 approximately. Let's see. Yeah, $293.49 is my answer there. Can I afford it? Let's look. Can I afford a $293 payment? No, I cannot. So I need to try my third option. Okay. So my third option is, well, let me go down. Let me see if I can pull this guy up here. Let's see here. Okay, I just dragged it down a little bit. All right, $15,000. Now, instead of 5 years or 6 years, I'm sorry, instead of 4 years or 5 years, I'm going to try 7 years. and the rate is 7%. Okay, so I put in the 0.07 for my rate. I put in the 7 over here for my years. Okay, and we are going to go through this problem here. My top is 15,000 times my APR divided by 12. So in it goes to my calculator. I hit equals, and I get 87.5. That's my nice numerator value. Then I go inside the innermost part of the parentheses is 0.07 divided by 12. I grab him. Up he goes here, equals, okay? 0.00583. You could write that down, but I'm just going to keep going here because I can do it faster on the calculator and not have to lose any numbers. I'm going to add 1, or I'll do 1 plus answer. Okay, so I do 1 plus answer, and I get 1.00583, and I'm taking that. Now all of this, 1 plus blob, is going to the negative 84. So I'm going to take all of that to the negative 84. And let's see what I get there. 0.6134. All right, so now all of this here is 0.6135. Okay, so now I'm going to do 1, take away my answer. Okay, so 1, take away, pardon me, I had to go back there. 1, take away my answer, and I get 0.38. That represents my whole denominator, okay? So I'm going to maybe put it down here, 0.3865. Okay, so basically now I need 87.5 divided by 0.3865. Okay, so I'm going to do 87.5 divided by my answer, and I get 226. Let's see if I got that. 226 and about 39 cents. Yeah. So can I afford that? Yeah, I can. I can afford $226. That's less than $275. Okay, so this problem is having you work out the APR 3 times so you get all sorts of practice with this ugly formula here. But hopefully using the method of popping things into an online calculator or a scientific calculator will speed up your process so you don't have to write all the numbers out longhand.